What's going on, boys and girls? So this is going to be a reaction video because this title caught my eye, and then the dislike to like ratio caught my eye even more. I want to see how stupidly bad this video is. So the video is entitled "Do Not Buy Steam. Do not buy the Steam Deck, homeboy. Sucks, lame, awful, trash. Switch knockoff, cheap review preview." So here's my reaction. And again, if the title and the indication by the like dislike ratio is any indication, you probably already know where this video is probably gonna go.
You know, every time that I think that the PC crowd, PC master race, can't stoop any lower in stupidity or blatantly begging and ripping off other designs from the successful consoles of this generation, I'm left dumb.
The PC Master Race ripping off the consoles and everything else. Bro, have you played a driving game with a steering wheel lately? You can thank the PC for having that shit on console there, bruh. As far as ripping off, tell Microsoft the next time you grab a Duke controller, jackass, how much that looks like the fucking Dreamcast controller. Know your history about consoles and what things rip off, etc. Like, give me a break. A controller with a touch screen or a screen in the middle is not new. You know, you had the VMUs on the Dreamcast controller, so learn your shit before you open your mouth.
Dumbfounded and surprised by what these fucking idiots come up with next. You see, ladies and gentlemen, the Steam Deck is not only the most blatantly egregious ripoff of the Nintendo Switch that I personally have ever seen, and my
GDP, WinMax, Win 3, and Neo. One was one X player, or I believe there's a few other that this particular machine falls in. Those are the one you're talking about is not something new, dude. Before the Switch came out, the only thing that made the Switch different was the dockability and the pick up and play nature of transferring from dock to TV. That was it. And I like the Switch. Hell, I own a Switch. I mean, shit. But if you're going to say this particular design rips something off, at least say it looks like something that it actually is, you stupid fuck. Because two things, you can't remove the controllers. And it's going to look like that, if anything. So it's not even this generation of consoles, fuckhead. I hate people who don't understand their shit.
Mind you, I own the Soldier game, all right? I own the Soldier game. But it creates an
If you bought any of the Soldier Boy consoles, then you're a fucking idiot.
Entire new problem. You see, the PC guys have been touting this narrative that the Switch is a complete waste of money. It's underpowered. The PC guys and the Nintendo guys have been at war. Some of these clowns actually advocate for pirating Nintendo's games. Meanwhile, on the Nintendo side, they claim that it's about the games and not about the power. It's a whole war. I'm not going to get involved in that shit. But what I will get...
You're not going to get involved in that shit yet. You're involved in that shit. If they're going to be a quote-unquote real gamer, guess what? They're not going to care because they're going to be more concerned about playing, I don't know, the fucking video game.
Get involved in is the fact that Valve, and in particular those engineers and designers behind the Steam Deck, are the biggest fucking frauds this industry has ever seen. They've been touting power, pushing their Valve Index headset on you that you need like, what, two fucking 3090s to run this goddamn day and age? Holy shit. Talk about an investment. I did a whole video on why PC gaming is the dumbest shit you could possibly ever do because of the impact it's going to have on your wallet. Well, now we're seeing this really come to light. See, Valve, all they do is they sit back, they watch, and then they prey on the practices that the industry leaders like Nintendo employ. Nintendo came up with a unique concept, and now Valve wants a piece of the pie. Except their iteration of this.
So I showed a Switch. Yeah, because a slab with controllers on it and a touch screen. So innovative and new. Fucking moron. So in the same vein, you could say the Vita was actually the precursor to the Steam Deck. Like your logic is fucking flawed, bro. Like, are you so far up Nintendo's rear end that you can't even see a different perspective, or maybe that your perspective might be a little skewed as far as the Valve Index and what it requires and everything else? Recommended per the actual requirements is a 1070 for the recommended requirements. The minimum requirements are a 970. So before you open your mouth and talk about PC gaming or Nintendo gaming or whatever, at least do generic research and not have your head shoved so far up your ass that you have tunnel vision that your head's kind of coming out in your fucking penis. Or maybe if Nintendo stops moving, you might be so close to them that you might end up giving them head and dick at the same time.
This concept is not only very inferior hardware-wise, but also significantly more insulting when you consider the price point. I've always maintained that PC gaming exists for one reason: to bleed you dry. It's for those who have more money than common sense. And as you look at the PC gaming landscape, you'll find that common sense is not common at all. But these idiots are going to eat it up in droves. I'm not impressed with the technological aspects of this thing at all. First off, a 4-core, 8-thread CPU in 2021 is a fucking joke. That shit was standard 10 years ago, not today. Oh, but I hear the PC master race warriors typing angrily away already. But it's 720p, god damn it! It's 720p, you don't need a 16-core! You're fucking right. You're right. And I'm sure that this device will continue to run AAA games for a maximum of 6 months, and you guys can just rest easy knowing that for half a year, you're on par and you can run those latest and greatest cross-gen only games at a maximum 720p. You clowns, these PC clowns.
Now, the only clown, bro, is you. This is Valve's version of a console. It doesn't take these off. It doesn't have, ooh, Switch. Yay. Okay, cool. Awesome. I love the Switch. But your fanboyism of having, and your condescending nature of how you view PC gaming, of, oh, it's to bleed people dry. Bro, they're playing games. What the fuck do you care? If you're such a fanboy that you can't get out of your own head and your own perspective, then go cry in the corner to all your little corner of the internet and let people who actually know what the fuck they're talking about talk about it. Because as far as the PC gamers are, to bleed you dry, bro, I'm still running on a second gen i7 as my workstation. I'm still running on a Vega 64, which is a 4-year-old video card. Yeah, I have a 2060 RTX 2060 and a RTX 3050 system. But there are reasons I have those. The difference is most PC gamers aren't gonna fucking care, because the one thing that here's the thing. Console gamers, the generic mentality is sit down, play it, and go about your day. That's what a console gamer's mentality is. That's the audience that people like Nintendo, Definitely not Sony, Microsoft anymore, because they are basically consoles that happen to be PCs. But the generic nature of a console gamer is they just want to be able to plop down and play their shit. PC gaming is more about the control and you defining the experience that you can have to play. You can fine tweak the settings to however, if you want to play at 45 frames a second as opposed to 60 or 144 or whatever, that's your determination. If it gives you better graphical fidelity at the cost of that frame rate, that's totally your perspective and your call to do. The thing that you don't understand, again, PC gaming is about you defining the fucking experience. The Steam Deck is taking the bridge of that mentality to console gaming. It's giving people all the settings. So if you want to have a tanked frame rate, that's totally your prerogative to do. And Valve is taking a console approach to this. Consoles target a specific frame rate, resolution, whatever, or some type of combination in between. You know, PS4 was 1080p 30 essentially. You know, the Pro was supposed to be 1080p 60. The PlayStation 5 and the new Xboxes are, you know, 4K 30 or 4K 60 depending on your version. A console is nothing more than a targeted experience. And that's why I'm going to say this is a console. As far as this is being a knockoff, you're an idiot. I've already cited examples of the Vita, the Wii U gamepad, Dreamcast, Xbox. Like, you're just a fucking moron.
Are the same people who've been saying, you know, is talking about freedom of resolution, right? And how it's so great playing at higher refresh rates. That fucking screen is not gonna get you high refresh rates. Oh my god! But they're
you don't understand the word freedom of high refresh rates is what they mean by that. They can choose. PC gaming is about having the choice of what you decide to do. That's what people like about it. And it's not for everyone. That's why there are quote unquote casual games for people. You know, if you want to be a console gamer and a targeted experience and that's what you want, cool. But you, my friend, are nothing more than somebody I think that has such an overinflated ego of themselves. And trust me, I have one of myself, that you can't get out of your own way. You have your own preconceived notions of like what this is before even looking at it, trying it, being, well, I don't know. If you're going to talk about it, at least try it. And if it doesn't work for you, cool, then criticize and bash it away all you want. But just to be a fanboy is fucking stupid.
I've already fallen in love with it. All right, everybody's already, their dicks are hard, ready to pre-order. It's a fucking bad joke. Not only is it more expensive than the Switch, all right, but I guarantee you it's not going to run something like fucking Doom as good as it does on the Switch because it's custom tailored to fit that hardware.
And there shows your stupidity. Doom on the Switch, I believe.
A bottleneck of being a 2012 machine. It's not going to last. Plus, the higher end models approach a $600 price point if they don't exceed it. I forget what the highest end one was priced at, but holy fuck! Again, designed to bleed you dry. Valve are greedy.
I already know where he's going with that. Valve's greedy. I will say the price markup on the NVMe drives is way excessive. The $400 to the $650 price bracket, which you are so ignorant to actually look at or understand. But as far as Doom, look at all the technical stuff that they had to do in order to get it to run at a playable. And I'm not even calling it a 30 frames problem. I'm just saying to get it playable. Did they get that ROI? Did they get that return of investment? That's my problem. That's my question to you. Bethesda, and if you want to get your dick hard for Nintendo, by all means, but can you at least occasionally get the cock out of your mouth?
Greedy motherfuckers who care about one thing and one thing only, the almighty dollar. Nintendo Switch smashes the fuck out.
Who would have thunk a for-profit company cares about the almighty dollar? Kind of like the company that you are riding dick for.
Out of the Steam Deck for a multitude of reasons, and the PC guys are going to defend this I mean, honestly, if I was Nintendo, I would sue for copyright infringement. I really would. I would fucking destroy them. I would prevent this product from ever hitting the market. And Valve is all like, well, no, we'd love to see other companies embrace this concept design and start pushing out their own models. They're full of shit. Nintendo.
Except for if you actually look how they initially did, if you knew anything about the history. That's what they did with the original Steam machines. Here's a prototype. You figure it the fuck out. That's why they partner with the OEMs like Cyber and Alienware and a few others. This is somebody who, at most, has probably never had their balls dropped. Just saying.
Nintendo caught lightning in a bottle. Valve is trying to blatantly rip them off. Gabe Newell and Valve can eat Nintendo's fucking dick. They are a
So Gabe and Valve can eat their Nintendo's dick. I thought you were too busy doing it personally. Or is that maybe it's up your ass? I'm not sure which one. Oh, sorry, that's your head. My bad.
fucking joke. Never mind that the Switch is the better buy. The exclusives, the cheaper price point, the fact that games are tailor-made to the Switch.
Tailor-made? Tailor-made. Yeah. If you're talking the Nintendo developed or Nintendo backed exclusives, yes, they are tailor-made for the hardware. Astral Chain and some of the other games are great. I love them. Unlike you, I actually played them. So here's the thing. No, you're just fucking wrong on this, flat out. It boils down to nothing more than you have this hatred of PC gaming because of whatever reason. Now, maybe mommy didn't get you the new graphics card you wanted. I don't know, but like the only God, this is so hard to actually even want to comment on anymore. God damn it.
Just custom hardware, all absolutely take a massive steaming shit on the Steam Deck. This is gonna bomb. You know how I know it's gonna bomb, people? I remember the Steam machine.
Oh, you remember them. So here's I remember a little console that I showed not that long ago that bombed just as significantly. And guess what? The reason you have the precious little console that you do now is because of this fucking failure. Insert mouth and take, this is going to literally be one of those, can you take Nintendo's cock and balls out of your mouth?
That's when Valve decided that they were going to enter the console race for the first time. Remember that fucking catastrophe? The Steam machines came out at a massively overpriced price point. Nobody bought them, and they failed. Valve stopped supporting them. Gee, what's going on now, nigh 10 years later? They're trying to compete in a console space that now exists with overpriced hardware. One guess as to how this ends, folks. One guess. Again,
one guess, the same position you ended up with in Nintendo in bed. Their dick up your ass and in your mouth. Or maybe you're ass fucking them. I don't know at this point.
for the people in the back, this will fail catastrophically, and Valve will run with their tail tucked between their legs back to their fucking PC Master Race hardcore desktop gaming crowd, and they're gonna write this off
You do realize, you dumb fucking shit, that this is essentially Valve trying to get the casual gamers into PC gaming. This is that bridge. This is no different than when the Wii came out, and that was the bridge to get people into other quote unquote hardcore consoles, you know, the PS3, the Xbox 360, even to the next gen of consoles. If your bias in your head wasn't shoved so far up your own ass, you could probably see that. But hey, you know, you want to ride and die for Nintendo, that's your fucking prerogative, bro. I'm just gonna tell you, you have if you want to think it's gonna be a failure, cool. But if you're just objectively, oh, it looks exactly like Nintendo's thing, so it sucks, it's terrible, it's horrible. Remember, Nintendo made a plastic controller with a screen on it too, fuckface.